The other day I was watching the news and I came across something that I believe is going to be incorporated as false doctrine. Technically, it already is being incorporated as false doctrine through Catholicism. And though I don't know specifically where this comes from, I have heard people talk about aliens somehow being part of end times. Now, there have been UFOs, and the news is reporting more and more on UFOs. All a UFO is an unidentified flying object. It doesn't necessarily mean that there's an alien in it. And all of the sort of sci-fi narratives that go along with that, it doesn't mean any of that. It just means it's an unidentified foreign object, something we haven't identified yet. But the news has been reporting on this more and more. And I remember that there were certain narratives, though I never really fed into them, so I don't know what the narrative is. Doesn't necessarily matter to me what the narrative is, because it's not in the Bible. But I'm putting the bug in your ear because at the very end of that news clip was a so-called Catholic priest who was saying that aliens and angels are the same according to the Catholic Church. Aliens and angels are the same according to the Catholic Church. Now look, there is actually something that's going to happen. During the Antichrist reign, or what happens at the time that the Antichrist is rising to power, is that the witnesses have completed their testifying. Satan is going to fall from the heavenly realms and his angels with him. And you see in Revelation 9 that he falls like a star from the sky, has the key to the shaft of the abyss, goes into the abyss, rises from the abyss, and as it says in Revelation 11, when he rises from the abyss through this kingdom of the Antichrist, he's going to overpower and kill the witnesses. But let's focus on this part for a moment, that he's falling from the heavenly realms and his angels with him. Okay, this is the function of the witnesses. In part is to call you back. The other part is to triumph over the devil. 1, by the blood of the Lamb. 2, by the testimony of the witnesses. So he has now lost his place in the heavenly realms. This, in God's law, 2 or more witnesses are required in order to establish a matter. And this is the matter they're establishing. You're out. You don't have a right to be in the heavenly realms anymore, Satan. Does this mean you're going to see Satan? Does this mean he's going to be transformed into an alien? Does this mean that his angels are going to come in the form of an alien? No. The Bible does not talk about that, so don't add to the scroll. You haven't been able to see those angels now, and they roam the earth, just like Satan roams the earth. You haven't been able to see them physically, so don't act like you're going to be able to see them later. I don't care what the Catholic Church says. Aliens and angels are the same according to the Catholic Church. They are delusional. They never stop prostituting themselves to the world in the way that the world thinks. This is so crazy that the very concept of of aliens as we think of them have been fabricated by Hollywood. And some delusional Catholic priest is like, oh, we're going to adopt that into our doctrine. Yeah, that's going to be part of our theology. Come on. No, guys, don't fall into this, okay? Stay true to the Bible. Stay true to God's Spirit. You will not be deceived if you do those two things. If you go to His Word and you go to His Spirit, you will not be deceived. But I can promise you that if you go to the doctrines of man and you start ingesting that, and you don't discern your teachers, you will be deceived, and you will forsake your salvation. Discern this message with God.